So, here are 3 reasons why my life became so much easier once I became a single mom.
Hi ladies, welcome back to my channel. If you're new to this channel, my name is Miss Kafue. Do women's lives become easier once they decide to become single mothers? Like, not single mothers in marriage, just single mothers. Let me tell you, I can attest to this. But I don't want to share those secrets right now. I don't want to share that right now for everyone to hear. I know my community will be waiting at the end to hear this. So anyway, ladies, let's jump right into the video and then I'll be back to give my take on this video.
So, here are 3 reasons why my life became so much easier once I became a single mom. I'm Natalie Marie and I'm a financial freedom mentor, and I help single moms transform their finances so they can go on to achieve financial freedom. So the first thing is my anxiety attacks stopped. I was no longer worrying about someone who wasn't able to meet my needs, someone who wasn't able to respect me, someone who wasn't able to respect my boundaries, someone who couldn't value me because they didn't actually love themselves. And so removing them from my life and being a single mom, it allowed me to focus my attention back onto myself, remain grounded. I was calm, which meant that I was able to make better decisions, not just for me, but for my children too. The second one is I was able to lead myself in the way I should be going. Men cannot lead. There's nothing, a man will lead you down a garden path of no return because they are not natural leaders. They really aren't. Women are. I remember one time with my partner at the time, we was redoing my flat and I needed to get new curtains, but at the same time, my fridge and freezer was broken. It wasn't refrigerating the food properly. And so I needed to get a new one. And I remember my partner at the time saying to me, well, we're not going to do that. We're going to get the curtains first. And I looked at him and I was like, but we're losing money because it means now we have to food shop every day because the fridge and freezer is not working. Anyway, needless to say, I ended the relationship a few days later. And when he came back to get my things, it was just ironic that he came back to my place to collect his stuff the same day my new fridge and freezer was being delivered. And number 3 is you're actually able to achieve your goals. I'm telling you, whenever you align with a man, their goals always achieve their goals because you are the natural resource as a woman and you are continually feeding into them. But when I ended it with them and I was like, no, I'm going to stay a single mom, and I started feeding into myself, I was able to do things like I was able to negotiate a 6-figure salary. I was able to start investing. I was able to start investing for my children. Like my income, my money just leveled up. I leveled up. My spirituality was I was ascending all the time spiritually. Emotionally, I was improving. My mindset was improving. I was starting to believe in myself more and love myself. But my money just leveled up, and it just meant that I was able to have better experiences for me and my children. And generally, I've just living a happier life and well-rounded. And now my life is stress-free, drama-free. It's very peaceful. I know what's going on. I know where I am. I know when I'm coming. I know where I'm going. And there isn't this other man-child that I have to parent.
Here's 3 ways that being a single mother has made my life so much easier. Number 1, less chores. If you're in a relationship in the way that I was in a relationship where I was picking up after another adult or trying to convince them that the dishes need to be done, and it's like, oh, not in your time and everything needs to be done. Nope, sorry. Now that you're on your own, put up a chore chart with the kids, and all of a sudden, everybody gets their stuff done. They're not perfect, but it gets done. Number 2, visitation. Visitation gives you a little bit of free time. You could do some self-care. It is wonderful. And number 3, which is big, is the financial control. You can now spend according to your means. You can lock things down when you realize that you're overspending, and you don't have to argue with anybody. And you know what? Here's a bonus. This is the bonus one. My kids are now old enough that I could just hop on a flight when I want to. Think about it, ladies.
I became a single mum when my son was 8 months old, so let me tell you what I've learned so far. Staying for the baby may seem like it's the better decision for them, but the actual fact is they need a healthy, happy mum. In my relationship, I was not the happiest version of myself. I was so defeated from the relationship, and it wasn't until I left and stuck to that decision when I realized how much healthier and happier I was by myself. It wasn't until I accepted the fact that we were never going to be a healthy family, not the kind that I saw in my head. I literally had to kill off that idea of us being a happy family because it was never going to be like that. It was either going to be us together but very, very unhappy, or us separate. It was one or the other. And I had to choose at the end of the day that I knew I needed to give my son the healthiest version of myself. Your child is not going to hate you. That is one of the main reasons I stayed for so long, was this guilt for my son. I did not want him being raised in a broken family, but like I said, it wasn't until I had to kill that idea and realize that it was either one or the other, and that I had to be that healthy version for my son. But also just thinking, oh my God, he is going to hate me so much for not keeping this family together. You are more than enough for your child. All they want is love and attention, and you are so much more able to give that to them when you're the healthiest, happiest version of yourself. And quickly, last one is that you will be able to pay the bills. For me personally, I trust God so much when it comes to my finances because he has pulled through for me so many times before, and my faith is just like overflowing in this area. So I knew that wasn't going to be a problem for me, not because I'm the richest person on earth, but because I truly have that much faith. But I do know this is the reason why so many mothers stay in unhealthy relationships, because they're scared of being financially independent, or they are scared of not having anyone to rely on. I know it seems so scary to leave what's comfortable, whether it's financially or just the relationship in general, and just be with what's familiar, but you will be okay. Even if it is hard at the start or however long, it's a transition. It is hard being a single mum, but I'm telling you, I would much be rather crying by myself because I'm lonely, or because I can't buy something extravagant because I don't have another person in the household providing bills, than to be with someone who was making me unhappy while living with me. I am much happier by myself, and maybe having a cry here or there, but I promise you, you're going to be okay. It will be okay.
They did a study on 23,000 women and found single mothers spent less time on household chores and get more sleep than married women with kids. I studied exactly this in my undergrad. I wanted to know before I left my marriage whether or not single motherhood was going to be to my detriment and my kids' detriment. And what they found was that it was all money. If women found a way to be financially independent, then the kids didn't have an issue. They fared better. They were in a loving, stable home. Everything was okay. And the father could still be present, still have visitation, or if they were already not involved, that just continued. Why do you think we see so many celebrity single moms where their kids are raised just fine and everybody is just happy? It comes down to the money. Think about it, ladies.
Why do you think so many women are choosing to be single mothers over being single married mothers?
Because it's easier. Because it's easier. Because countless women report that then when they become a single parent, their workload actually decreases, even though the other adult in the home has been removed. Because countless women report that despite the stressors that come with being a single mom, they still have more peace and happiness being a single mom as opposed to being a married single mom. Because it's easier to do it by yourself without the resentment of having someone who refuses to contribute.
As a single mother, I've had this theory, and I just need some other single moms or some people that are in separations and have kids to tell me if this is true. Is it true that after you become a single mom, you decide that you're choosing your kids and you're no longer going to do life for trying to find a spouse or significant other, and that a lot of single moms end up getting out of relationships and never getting back in them. So I used to see women who were just like gorgeous and with kids, and they were by themselves, and I was always like, yo, is this woman not like with a man? She's not gonna get a man. And they raise up their kids and they're like older and they're still by themselves. So I came up with this theory, and I just think that single moms, I'm a single mom, I haven't really reached there yet, but I just feel like maybe they decide that they're no longer going to put themselves out there because they're choosing their kids. Is this a thing?
Here's my opinion on co-parenting, and I would love other opinions and if people also think like this. If you can, let's say, take a job with different hours and not think about your kids, where they're gonna go, who's gonna watch them while you're at work, you're not a co-parent. If you can say, I don't know, when asked when you're picking up your kid, you're not really a co-parent. If you can go to the gym and just say, I'll pick them up after, again, not really a co-parent. I don't know the word for it, of what that is, what kind of parent that is, but I wouldn't call it a co-parent. What do you guys think?
Dads are great, but they're not necessary for good outcomes. Most studies of single parenting include divorced moms and teen moms. In both of those scenarios, there's a lot more going on than single parenting that could cause worse outcomes for kids, like poverty, too young parents, conflict between your parents, having to move. But when controlled for those things, positive outcomes. Children of mothers who choose single parenting fare equally well. This study looked at single mothers by choice and found no significant differences in emotional investment, parental stress, or problem behaviors in children. The only difference they actually found was that single moms report having more social support.
A question I get asked a lot is, why did I decide to become a solo mom? Oftentimes I'll hear, but you're still so young. How are you still single? There's still so much time to find a man. Finding a partner has never been a priority for me. From a rather young age, I knew three things to be true. I definitely wanted to be a mother, wanted to be a doctor, and I wanted to travel. Not a girl who envisioned her wedding day or saw myself as a partner to somebody. During high school, I prioritized traveling, moving to Milan as a model, rather than staying at home and having a boyfriend. I did 1 year of undergrad, but I already knew I would be going to Germany for medical school. And while in medical school, I knew that I was going to be going to the United States to do my residency. And through all this time, any extra moment I had, I was traveling. So in none of this was it ever important for me to find a partner for life. Now, don't get me wrong, I had a lot of fun dating around in my 20s. As much as I wanted to be a young mother and have kids in my early 20s, I wanted to be able to focus on medical school completely and focus on medical training during residency completely without having to split my attention. So with residency coming to an end in 2020, I knew it was finally my time to become a mom. My last day of residency was the day I had a positive pregnancy test. I set up my career in a way that comfortably allowed me to become a mother on my own and also continue my passion of traveling. Being a solo mom, I get to enjoy my independence. I'm the sole decision maker. I have no baby daddy drama. If you approach me with genuine curiosity about this lifestyle, I am more than happy to answer questions.
Y'all, I just want to cry right now. I have some advice. If you are a single parent, and more specifically a solo parent, meaning you parent your child completely on your own, you have absolutely no help ever. I mean, I live hours away from my family and I have literally no one to rely on. So if you are in a similar situation, I highly recommend just making friends with your kids' friends' parents. I have become pretty close with like a few of my son's friends' parents, like the moms, over the years. He's now a 6th grader in middle school and I'm so grateful. I want to cry. I had the most wild day. Dropped him off at school, had to run back and work. After work, I'm running over to pick him up from basketball. After basketball, I had to run over and take him to baseball. After baseball, they have a back to school night tonight at his middle school, which I do not want to miss. It is so important for me to know his teachers and his school. Like, that's huge. Like, it's huge, especially as he's getting older. If your kid's getting older, you gotta stay connected. Anyways, after I can't even pick him up from baseball. Like, I can't be in two places at once, and I'm just so grateful that one of the moms that Adrian's really good friends with, it's like they play sports together, all this stuff, and it's like she shows up for me, you know? I was like, can you guys just take him home and then I'll grab him after back to school night, because her husband's gonna get him. She's going to back to school night. She has a 2-parent household that can help. I don't. So her husband's gonna take Adrian after school and I'm just gonna pick him up at their house. And it's like, if I didn't have community and support and friends like this, I don't know how I would do it. So stay connected with your kids, friends, parents.
5 amazing things about being a single mom. I'm Nora. I use neuroscience to help people grow their businesses, be better at parenting, and just achieve massive happiness and success in their life. And I'm a single mom. Number 1, married women are miserable. I'm so sorry. I know there's a lot of happily married women on TikTok. Good for you, ladies. I don't know any women in my circle of friends who are like, I married the best guy. He's amazing. He helps out so much with the kids. He's such a great dad. He helps with the housework. He's amazing. I've only heard about you people in social media fantasy world. In real life, I spend a lot of time talking to and supporting other moms, married moms, single moms, divorced moms, separated moms, moms who are like living with the guy, but they're not sleeping in the same room because he's been cheating and they just can't afford to move into 2 different apartments. And oh my God, I do not know a single human woman who is responsible for children who's like, oh yeah, me and my hubs, things are great. So at least you don't have to fake it anymore. Number 2, I get half my weekends off. It's really nice to just lie on the couch and stare at the wall or the ceiling and just be like, no one is here. No one needs to tell me they need something for like 48 hours. I am alone and it is beautiful. Number 3, and here's some fabulous neuroscience anthropology for you. Are you ready? Child rearing has always been tribal. For our entire human history, our hominid history, and our primate history. We have 50 million years of tribal child rearing programmed into our brains. Most of that tribal child rearing stuff that goes on is women, females, female monkeys, female hominids, female human women raising kids together. Most of the time, men are much less involved. Now, I love it when men get involved in child rearing. I love men. Men are great. Men are cool. Yeah. I'm in favor of men. I mean, I don't want to meet a man alone in the woods. I'd rather meet a bear, blah, blah, blah. But men I know are awesome, right? That being said, I get to build tribes of women who come together with our kids, and in different ways, we share responsibility and we share costs for babysitting. It is so awesome, and you can too. You do not have to suffer alone. Beautiful, fabulous single mother. Number 4, when I married my ex-husband, I still did not understand how low my self-esteem was because of my childhood trauma. It just had not, I had worked on my trauma for years. I had gone to millions of sessions of therapy and support groups and 12-step meetings and Al-Anon and Survivors of Incest Anonymous and Adult Children of Alcoholics. And like, if you can think of it, I did it. And I didn't actually understand how beautiful and desirable and gorgeous and worthwhile I actually am until my husband left our marriage and I had to face that grief and that pain and that failure to give my children the sort of, you know, picket fence marriage I had wanted to give them. And what came out on the other side, and I did a lot more work on it, and what came out on the other side is that I am having so much more fun dating than I've ever had in my life. And I'm just really getting to know what I like. And you can too. I have to tell you, ladies, like, I'm in my 40s. Dating in our 40s is like amazing. It's amazing. It's so much better than our 20s. Jeepers creepers. It's so much better. Number 5, we are the most empowered, most connected, most successful women that have ever lived on planet Earth. And we have the 4B movement, and we have TikTok, and we have all of these women from every age telling us, girl, you're beautiful. Girl, you're you're desirable. Girl, you don't need a man to be happy. And they're right. And I'm so grateful to my Gen Z and my younger millennial sisters. Thank you so much, ladies. You have taught me so much in my 40s about loving myself, loving my body as it is, just seeing myself as valuable. For anyone who's in a single motherhood phase, the arc of history is on our side. If you love being a mom, if you love your kids, look, some of you hate being a mom, so message me privately and let's talk about it, because there might be some deep stuff. But for most of you, you love your kids and you're wondering, like, how do I deal with all the layers of crazy? Because there are so many layers of crazy. I am here to tell you, there is more love for you being expressed out loud, more affirmation of your value as a woman than ever in history. And I am so here for it. I love what the younger people have done for body image. I love what the younger people have done for women and self-worth. Thank God. Thank God for all of you younger people. And let's keep it moving. Let's keep affirming women of every age. Let's keep affirming moms. Let's keep building our tribal child rearing structures in ways that are empowering and honoring of women and give women loads of support for financial independence and, you know, inner peace and all of that. Let's keep going. We have such an amazing world to build together. The future is female. I love you guys. Thank you, single moms. Thank you, young women and middle-aged women and older women. Thank you, married moms. If you're happy, great. If you're unhappy, I'm here for you too. We're gonna rock and roll.
Reasons why you should be proud of yourself as a single mom. Number one is it usually means you left a situation that was not right for you or your kids, and you should be proud of yourself that you were able to do that, because a lot of women, a lot of people can't or won't. Number two, do you know how hard it is to do everything by yourself? To hold up a house financially, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and still feed into the little beings that are around you? You're doing great. 3, every single day you have to have more patience than the average parent. You just do, because when you're by yourself physically, there's no moment to give to another person to say, hey, I need a minute, I need to like collect myself. You have to do all of that in the moment, in the stressful time, and you just have to harness more patience than you would if you had a partner in your home. And your kids, even if they don't say it, if they can't talk yet, or if they just don't recognize it, they're grateful. They're gonna grow up and be grateful that you dug deep and continue to dig deep in those moments so that they can benefit and they don't feel the absence of another figure being in the home. It's important to remember that you're doing a great job. You're doing a very hard job, and you're worthy of celebrating yourself and making sure that you pat yourself on the back too. So I hope that this video reaches the right people and you do something nice for yourself today, because you deserve it.
Ladies, let me tell you, if you've been in this situation, you already know what these ladies are saying. I'm sure you can attest to that. Let me tell you, one of the best things that happened in my life was becoming a single mother. I know most of us, let me tell you, it was hard at first. I did not walk into it like, hey, finally. No. It takes you time to realize that, hey, wait, this is actually the best situation I could have ever been in. Like, to some point, I even started wondering, why didn't I do this? Immediately I got this child. Why didn't I do it? Why did I have to wait 2 years to do this? Because it's actually going so well than I thought. Let me tell you, I was talking to a friend like 2 years ago. I went to visit this friend, and this friend was living with a baby daddy. At that time, I've been single. I think this is my 4th year or my 3rd year. I even lost count, let me tell you. So this friend was like, no, you have to work it out. No, this has to work, like us, we're good. Fast forward to this year 2024. This same friend of mine, I don't know what happened between her and her baby daddy, but they were not seeing eye to eye, and the baby daddy had to leave. So the other day we were talking, and this lady is telling me that she has never experienced such peace in her life. Like, right now she understands what I was telling her by experiencing a level of peace that is just on another level. Right now she understands what I'm saying, and she's telling me that This is the time that she's had so much fun in her life. She's even glowing. If I looked at her pictures, she's glowing. Let me tell you, it is easier when you become a single mother. Just completely, it's easier because these men will weaponize their incompetence against you. Some of them know how to do these things, but they'll weaponize it against you. Some of them will even weaponize your independence against you. I remember my friend is the one who used to do the lion's share of the bills. Right now, she just does it herself. Like, she has no man depending on her. She's okay. And that doesn't only apply to her, even us, even me. We came to realize that our money is our money. No one is waiting to confuse us on our money. Like, whenever you buy yourself new things, you don't have someone in the house looking at you funny like, hey, you're busy buying new things and I need this and this. Like, you don't have a man-child in your house, you know? That's actually a level of peace that most women will never taste. Let me tell you why. Because they center men. That's a level of peace that most women have never and will never taste. The moment you decenter men, that's when you'll taste that amount of peace. The moment you decide, wait, I don't even need these creatures to be in my life. In fact, they are dragging me behind more than they're elevating me. And the moment you have your own also, this is not also for women who don't have their own. If you don't have your own, you cannot be able to depend on yourself. Leave alone these women who tell you that a man must take care of you. A man doesn't have to take care of you. You're an adult. You can take care of yourself and your children. If he's not doing that, you don't have to. Or if he's doing it and weaponizing it against you, financially abusing you, controlling you because he's doing that, only that, I mean, you can do better than that. You won't be the first one or the last. You won't die because you decided to step out the society norm. Yes, people will look at you funny, but let me tell you, even the women you live with in your apartment complex, some of them become very jealous of you because they realize you have so much peace. No man is bothering you at night. No man is bothering you. Like right now it's 5:52 a.m. and I'm doing this video. I didn't have to tell no one that I'm coming to do this video. I don't have to distract. No one has to distract me, telling me, no, let's go back to bed. No, I need one shot. I need this. And no, I don't have such type of energy in this house. The only focus is on me. The only focus is on my dreams. The only focus is on my goals, you know? That's actually a beautiful thing. And I'm saying most women will never experience this level of awareness because they have never decentered. They have never lived alone. The moment you live alone, especially as a single mother, most of us really don't want to ever live with a man again, unless he's our husband. And even if he's a husband, let it be the right man, because not just a husband. I mean, anyone can become your husband. Let me tell you the truth. Anyone can become your husband. But what type of a husband do you have? Do you have a Russell Wilson? Or do you have a street guy, like a useless man in your house in the name of a husband? Because you sent a man, because you can't stay without a man. Let me tell you, most of us have tasted the kind of freedom that most of these women will never taste. And I'm not shaming anyone. Some women by there have never seen the light. They've never been in a situation whereby they were pushed to see the light. And I sympathize with those women. But right now, information is everywhere. And if you're listening to this, if you're not happy, or if you're being abused, please walk out. Please plan and walk out. Have your own fast and walk out. Let me tell you, once you get to this life, you'll be able to focus on your goals. No one is distracting you. You budget. I mean, even your finances grow. Let me tell you, I don't think my finances would ever have grown. I don't think I would have learned to love myself the way I do now if my relationship worked out. I don't think I would even have this channel if my relationship worked out. Let's be honest. Let's be honest. I mean, let me tell you, sometimes God sends you some things so that he can level you up. Sometimes God removes people from your life because they don't deserve the blessings he's about to bless you with. Keep that in mind. And also, sometimes God removes people from your life because he doesn't want to experience the karma he's about to drop on that person. You don't need to be there. You're not part of his karma, so he removes you from that part. He removes them from your life so that they cannot experience your blessing and so that you cannot experience their karma. Always keep that in mind. Most of these things are very spiritual. It's not just normal. It's not just the society. Or some things are even like childhood traumas. Like when you sit down and pay attention to what happened so that you can end up in your situation, it's a lot of things. It's a lot of things. And another thing, once you live this life, you don't normally have anxiety because you don't have the fear of someone letting you down. Oh, did he go for the kids? Oh, did he do this for the kids? Did he do this for the house? Like, you don't have anxiety because you're the only one who depends on yourself, and you know you cannot let yourself down. Let me tell you, that's a beautiful feeling. You don't have to depend on an unreliable person anymore. It's all on you. Let me tell you, it gets hard, it gets lonely. But let me tell you, sometimes you sit down, you look at what you've achieved. No one can be credited for your success. Let me tell you, if you are with that man still, he will credit himself for your success. Maybe God didn't want that. You have to think about certain things. And maybe God wanted you first to be happy. And in this moment of being a single mom or being single or living alone, let me tell you, that's when you discover your passion. And I've said this a lot of times. That's when you discover your purpose. Especially when you isolate yourself from a lot of people. You discover so many things about yourself that you're even surprised yourself, let me tell you. There are no distractions. Let me tell you, whenever I was in that relationship, I could not get even 2 hours to myself. Those people will never even take care of the child. But right now, they fight to come get him. And I get the weekend to myself. Sometimes I get the holidays to myself. Let me tell you, I would never have had that if I was still in that relationship. So that's why I thank God that it didn't work. Because if it did, I think I'd be very miserable. Let's be honest. I don't think it would have brought forth anything good. Maybe I'd be having 3 children by now and be very miserable. It would have been harder for me to come up. It would have been harder for me to do the things I've done right now. Let me tell you, I'm so happy about it. And some of you are there crying, being stuck, wondering what did you do wrong, wondering why you're a beautiful woman, wondering why this man can never do right by you. Stop wondering about that. Stop wasting your energy on unnecessary things. That's his fault. That's his loss. That's not your loss. Open your eyes. Use your energy on you. Use your energy on what you want. Let me tell you, this life that you are living right now should be a letter to your inner child. The things that you didn't do as a child, the things that you always wanted, do them for your children. Do them together with your children. Worry not about society. Worry not about these men who don't like women with kids. That's their business. That's not your problem. And let me tell you, it even helps to minimize the field of useless men in your circle. It helps. Like I said, you only need one. You don't need a whole team. You just need one. And there's always that one. Trust me, he's there. And if he's not there right now, he's there somewhere in your future. He's there. And if you ever don't meet it, still keep an open mind. Like, it's better than the wrong man. Let me tell you, it's much better than the wrong man. There are things you can enjoy right now that you couldn't enjoy when you're in a relationship. You can actually get to take your kids wherever you want and not argue with someone about it. You can actually get free time. You can actually get to focus on your goals without consulting anyone. You can dress the way you want. You can do what you want. You can have the friends you want. You can visit your family can visit you anytime they want. You can visit them anytime they want. You're not being isolated anymore by the narcissist. You're not being abused. You're not miserable. You can actually be a happy parent for your kid. Most people don't see these. Most people don't see these things. And most people are dense. Most people are society is just dense. Most people don't see these things. Never mock a pain that you're not familiar with. Most people don't know these. And that's your power. Keep it. Don't worry about these people. Let me tell you, secretly, those women who are crying in marriages, but in your face they pretend like it's the greatest thing that has ever happened to them. Secretly, they wish they were you. I had a woman 2 years ago tell me, hey, living with your child alone must be fun. I wish I was you. I wish I was you. I'm tired of living with this cow in my house. Trust me, she called her husband a cow. Yeah, I told her by the way, it's good. But sometimes it gets lonely. But it's worth it. Trust me, I'd rather be lonely than be with the wrong person in my house I'm scared of being lonely. Being lonely what? You're just scared of being by yourself. You're not scared of being lonely. Allah. You know what actually surprised me about this whole situation is the way that the chores massively reduced. Like what I was supposed to do massively reduced. Like the workload massively reduced. Whenever I want to cook something, I just cook something small. Like me and my son can enjoy. Like it's so much fun. Actually, to some point, it becomes a guilty pleasure, Like the chores became less. And I was like, wait. We women are being lied to. I mean, you'll raise this man. He'll become a man child. You'll be collecting after him. But right now, you're not collecting after him. Let me tell you, every time I wash clothes, I thank God. Over here, we do it by hand. Okay, not everyone, but me personally, I do it by hand. I'm just used to it. It's not a big deal to me. But whenever I do whenever I do laundry, I thank God that I'm not doing a man's laundry, especially a man that is not my husband. Like, what business do I have to do his laundry? Personally, I thank God. Let me tell you, the workload reduces. Whenever I do dishes, they are not as much as they used to be. Whenever I have my own, I can have me time. Something that I didn't have in 5 years in my relationship. I didn't have me time. Let me tell you, people don't recognize the importance of having your own time to just think about you, to just focus on you. Let me tell you, people don't know. And something else I realized, some of us are not actually co-parents. Like, some of us, we try to co-parent, we do our part, but the other party, that's another story on its own. Like, the other party counterparents you or does nothing. Like, I didn't realize that, but I'm actually not a co-parent. Like, we like to use the term co-parent loosely, but when you sit down and really assess things, you're not actually a co-parent. But I think that's the best term we can use for describing such situations. I saw a post somewhere with this woman saying that, so you think that I won't take my child to his father because he doesn't pay child support? And the woman said that she's taking any free time that she can get. Let me tell you, don't be stupid. Women will come and tell you, no, don't take the kid. Let me tell you, as long as the child is safe, as long as they love that child, just take that child. Take whatever free time you can get from the situation. Yes, take it. For me, that's what they offer me. And I appreciate it because, I mean, I'd have to hire a nanny, and the nanny won't watch my child like his family will. Let's be honest. And women who have never been in your situation will mock you, like, oh, look at you. You're going back to the story. You're still taking the child to that family. They'll mock you. But let me tell you, this is your life. Live your life according to your terms. Don't let people decide your life for you. Don't let people also decide your worth for you. No, don't let people decide your worth for you. Be ahead of your time. Be very smart with these things. Don't let people tell you, blah, you're the only one who knows what works for you and what doesn't. You're the only one who knows where you're taking your child. Of course, you're a mother. You wouldn't endanger your child. So don't let people gaslight you. People will gaslight you all they want. This society doesn't like people like us. Let me tell you. This society doesn't like single mothers. And you have to make peace with that. You have to make peace with that and shine. Because when you do, it angers them. They become so bitter and they wonder, what did they do wrong? Why comes they are not glowing like you and they are married? Let me tell you, marriage was never meant to make you happy. It was never meant to make you grow. Especially as a woman, it was meant to drain you. And it was meant, I read a comment the other day that was very interesting. It was meant to protect men from the crime of sexual assault. And it was also meant to give poor men a chance to have women in the name of marriage. Can you imagine that? My God, please. Ladies, be careful out here. This institution of marriage was not designed for you to enjoy or to be happy. If anything, it was designed to protect the children that you'll have. People get into marriages thinking it's a bed of roses. They're there to enjoy. You're not there to enjoy. Marriage was meant for those children. It was meant to protect those children that you'll have, not you. Okay, so to some extent you, but mainly the children. Let me tell you, it's easier to do things by yourself than doing things in a house with someone who you resent because he doesn't do the things he's supposed to do. It's much easier. The resentment you have will actually hold you back from a lot of things. Like, once you have someone that you are resenting, especially in your environment, it will hold you back. You'll become miserable. So it's much easier. And also, some women don't fancy being in a relationship. Some of us women just want children. We don't want the men. Let's be honest. I published a video yesterday that women should have babies for themselves. I don't know why that video, people don't like that video, or it didn't attract a lot of views, but that point is very valid. Have babies for yourself. Some of the women don't want men, they want babies. I had someone comment under this video that she's a one-directional bee. She never keeps the men, she just takes the babies and dips. That was actually very funny to me, you know. So you might be there shaming someone for being a single mother, and maybe that's all she wanted. You know, some of us are enjoying these situations too much that we don't want to go back to those relationships. Even if our baby daddies became the men we wanted, we still wouldn't want them because, okay, we will want them, but not like in our houses, you know? Because life is too good. Life got too good. Life got too good. And when you learn that you're the only person you need or your children need, you make so much peace with that. Trust me, you're okay. So don't shame everyone. Not everyone wants or needs these men. And I loved that comment from a subscriber. Like, by the way, I laughed so hard. She was like, I don't keep the men. I'm a one-directional B. I don't know why it was funny, but the truth in that, let me tell you, not everyone wants to be with a man. Some of us want to raise our children in healthy environments. It doesn't matter whether they have two parents or one. We just want our children healthy. And children become healthy. The children don't need two-parent household or whatever. They just need a healthy parent. And they'll thrive. They'll thrive. I'm sure we've seen it. And something that I had in this video that I'm questioning is dating much better when you're in your 40s? Like, if you're listening and you're in your 40s and you're currently dating, please explain this to me. I really want to know. Does dating get much better with age, or what happens? Because I'm still in my 20s. I'm still kind of catching the grip or whatever. I'm still learning things. So does it get better with age? Please, I'd love to know. If you're listening, I'd love to know. Please comment. So anyway, ladies, I really enjoyed this video. I don't know about you. I really loved this video. I've been wanting to talk about this for a very long time, but until I saw this video, these clips, is when like it triggered me to talk about this subject. So ladies, please have a nice day for yourself. Please do something nice for yourself. Please know that you're doing a great job. You're not less of a person. You're just okay. Imagine it's just okay to be like that. It's just so okay. Don't let anyone shame you. If you know a single mother of your life, encourage her. Tell her she's doing a nice job. And also, don't be the woman that shames single women or single mothers. Don't be that woman. Come on. I'm sure by now you know life can humble you so bad. Hey, let me tell you, don't be that woman. Anyway, ladies, I really enjoy this. Have a nice day and bye.